Welcome to Candid Conversations. I am your co-host, Coach Ken Canion, a.k.a. the professor, a.k.a. the doctor, and a.k.a. Yo Pim. What's up, baby? My co-host.
What it do? Happy Thursday to you. I got bars.
You looking all cute.
You think so?
Yeah, baby. Hey,
Thank
listen.
you.
We've
Thank
been
you,
together a
thank you,
long time, and I still want to pop. Take your booty. Oh, okay. I was trying to make something right. All right, y'all. We back for another episode of Candid Conversations.
What?
Hey, look.
How you turn this around? You know that song, Turn It Around for Me. You turned it around on me. You are good for that, boy.
No, just that day. That day.
Man, you did it so well that day. I mean, it couldn't have been something that just started.
I'm a communications coach, so
like,
I do know what to do.
You did it so well, I started sweating today.
I see you beating up. It made you beat up, didn't it? Mm. Hey, all right. But Ned, I want to ask you this, though.
Yes.
Should a person, and we can end on this, but we ain't got to end, but we going to end. But I want to ask you this. When you ask for the truth, and the man wants to give you the truth, not about cheating or anything like that, but like about something maybe you're not doing, and you say, just tell me the truth. How should he proceed with that? How should the man proceed?
With caution.
Shit!
Because it depends on what it is. You know, it just depends on what it is.
Well, why ask him if you don't want to know?
I'm just saying, you come here talking about, oh gosh, I'm hot. You making me sweat. It just depends on what it is.
Is this like a hot flash happening in real time? In real time.
Y'all
time. See, she beat it up.
I am.
She's shining like some chicken, like some glazed over chicken. Baby, hey, go ahead. So
blow on me.
How should we proceed, baby?
Huh?
How should we proceed?
And you said,
I'm just asking, how should we proceed? No, baby, I should shut up because you just it's bees.
Okay, so what was your question? Because like hot flashes make you forget stuff.
I was just asking, when you ask a man, because like this man here, she may want him to tell the truth. He feels neglected. He feels that he's not valued. He loves his family.
So how should he say that?
No, I'm asking you, how should a man, not just him, but any man, when a woman says, just tell me the truth, how should he proceed?
I think if he does it without accusing her, like when you feel attacked, it's all in how you deliver stuff. When you feel attacked, you're going to automatically swing back. You say, tell me, what is it that you need to say? Well, you don't never come in the house, you come in here, you don't, and then last Friday, you and Bertha were down there at the doggone bingo house, then you came in, and then I didn't even have no dinner, like that's, like a person feels attacked, but I'm just saying, you asked me. And so what I feel like is what Ken says, honey, can we talk? I know you like to go play bingo on Friday evenings with Bertha, but I would love if, there could be a little dinner made, right before you leave. Stay out as long as you want to with Bertha, but I'll be hungry when I get home from work. That's not accusing.
You're pretty good. You done got pretty good at that.
Hey, my
you done
Coach
got pretty
Ken.
good. You done got pretty
BCC.
good. This show is sponsored by the Pocket Communication Coach. When you want to say it, but don't know how. All right, so this is good, though.
Your spouse tells you they don't want anything for Christmas or their birthday. What would you do? A, don't get them anything like they requested. B, get them something anyway. C, ask their close friend if they really want something. Or D, do something sentimental instead of buying a gift.
Now read them again. I want to go.
Your spouse tells you they don't want anything for Christmas or their birthday. What would you do? Don't get them anything like they requested. Get them something anyway. Ask their close friend if they really want something. Or D, Do something sentimental instead of buying a gift.
I would do something sentimental instead of buying a gift. And the reason I would be is to let them know, because at the end of the day, getting the gift is letting the person know I was thinking about you. So that's what I would do. That's what I would do.
Would that go against what they wanted?
No, do something sentimental. I ain't buy you no gift.
They didn't say not to buy them anything. They say they don't want anything for Christmas or birthday.
So they want these. This. All right. Hey, look, y'all. All right.
Audience, what would you do? Wow. Your spouse tells you they don't want anything for Christmas or birthday. What would you do? A, don't get them anything like they requested. B, get them something anyway. C, ask their close friends if they really want something. Or D, do something sentimental instead.
I would do something sentimental.
Of buying a gift. But that's funny that you say that, because when I get stuff and you say don't get me anything, you're like, I told you not to buy me nothing.
That's because I related that question to who I'm married to. If you tell me not to get you nothing and I don't do nothing sentimental, don't think about your birthday, even if you say it, there's no way in hell that I'm coming in here without nothing, without thinking about nothing. No way.
Here's the deal with you.
Because I know who I'm married to.
You say don't get me anything.
You didn't get me nothing for my birthday this time. You took me to dinner with my friends. That was the best birthday present. Because remember, you did buy me some. You did. You bought me a lot.
Thank you guys for
you bought me a lot. Hold on, baby.
Thanks for
we gotta tell them
tuning
when they
in.
get the game.
Okay. Tell them how to get the game. I'm done. It's a wrap.
No, you know what?
You know what?
No. Let me first say.
Thank y'all for joining us.
You do a lot for my birthday. What I mean is you do a lot, and you did a lot for this past birthday. If I tell you not to buy me something, but you do it anyway, don't you? Don't you?
Just like you would do something sentimental.
Yeah, because...
But if I don't do it, then about 4 months down the line, be like, y'all don't be thinking about me. I don't never get nothing around here. And I'm like, but you said you didn't want nothing. I mean, that's all right. I don't need nothing. Just a little water and bread.
I had a great birthday. Y'all, listen, if you want to order these games, we send them out called The Moment of Truth. That's where this came from, that question. The Moment of Truth Classic, that's where that question came from. And then we have the Moment of Truth sex version for all you freaks out there. And all I can say is go to the website, CoachKenCanion.com, and order. And the last but not least, the Pocket Communication Coach. When you want to, it's growing, y'all.
Yes,
and one day we're going to have 10,000 users on it. I see it. And you're going to be one of them because you're going to want to improve your communication, whether it's friends or family, in the workplace, romantically or dating. Communication, everything begins and ends with communication. Just like I almost stuck my foot in my mouth, communication. But I know how to fix it because I'm good. Yeah! Person has an anxious attachment style. Mm-hmm. It's the person who every 15 minutes they called you, but you ain't called them back. Mm-hmm. And they're like, what's going on? Or they need to talk to you before you go to bed, and every morning you wake up to make sure we're good in the relationship. Mm-hmm. Well, those are symptoms of an anxious attachment style. And that comes from, attachment theory comes from Carl Jung developed this theory that said that we develop attachment styles based on how our caregivers interacted with us. Mm-hmm. And many times people's caregivers may have left them, may not have been there for them, and they feel abandoned or rejected. And so they take that to a relationship when they see certain symptoms. Mm. They may see the symptoms of, okay, you don't call me back. Okay, our pattern is the same, but you don't do that pattern that you've been doing. You don't call me at night like you've been calling me. What's wrong? What's going on? Something's wrong. You're leaving me. That's attachment style. And when your insecurity exacerbates that kind of activity or anxiety with your attachment style, that affects the relationship. And that might be when insecurity becomes
Like an insecure. Okay.
like some people, everything you do, you can never do enough. I can tell you I love you 20 times, ain't enough. Or you didn't tell me 21 times. Or you didn't call me 16 times. You miss. Well, sometimes people require you to do things, but you can never do enough
It's never
because to show them you love them because they don't love themselves. They don't love
So what
themselves.
about like a deal breaker being like poor communication? Like
98% of the people are poor communicators. So if it's a deal breaker, what most people mean when they say poor communication as a deal breaker, you know what they're really talking about?
what?
What they're really talking about is because you don't want to talk about the relationship.
Or you don't want to talk about what I want to talk about.
Right. Because I did a live one time when I said everybody is emotionally unavailable. And people are like, no, coach, not me. I said, yes, you are. You're just emotionally unavailable about the things you're emotionally unavailable about. I said, you want to talk about certain things, want to talk about relationship, what are we doing, where are we going? But there are parts of you, things that you don't want nobody to touch. Well, you're emotionally unavailable about those things. Did you see what I'm saying?
Okay.
It's just that you call people, a lot of women call men emotionally unavailable, when the truth is, yes, they may be in some areas, but everybody is. Because there's some areas you don't want to talk about. And you're emotionally unavailable in those areas.
Do you think there are areas that I'm emotionally unavailable in?
Used to be, not much anymore. I think when your father died, that you went through 3 years of emotional unavailability around things, around your dad and all that. And I understood it. And I just let you be. I let you experience, let you go through the process. I was just there to support you. Sometimes I wanted to say something. I didn't know what to say. I didn't want to probe too deep because I know you didn't want to go too deep in that. But that was the one time that I saw it.
How does a person maneuver? I know I'm changing the subject, but how does a person maneuver
Well, you got
around?
Coach Ken, so when you got me, get everything out me.
How does a person maneuver around a person that they care for who has because I was unavailable, like in more area than one. So
Okay.
how do you maneuver around that and not say, enough is enough, or you get what I'm saying?
Because
Being the other person,
because the other person, please understand, y'all. The cycle of grief, she was going through the cycle of grief. Everybody goes through the cycle of grief. Everybody. When my mama died, and then I went through it more when my dad died because I didn't expect it. No, he was older, but I didn't expect how it happened so quickly. And so I went through the cycle of grief differently. The cycle of grief is a process we go through where you're sad, you're angry, you begin bartering, thinking about what if I could have done this, and then you get to acceptance. And there's a cycle. But I can't tell you how long you're going to go through it or you need to go through it. I've got to allow you to do that. But a lot of people, you ever heard people say the worst shit people could ever say? And I cuss because of this. Well, you just need to get over it. I hate that. Because they say it in terms of relationships. Well, in relationships, you're going through the cycle of grief too because of loss. We just think because when somebody dies, that's on. No. When you lose something, a relationship many times is lost. It is lost. So you go through these emotions like that.
I think I heard my client Brenda Fitz say it best. You just hurt till you don't.
Yeah.
You're angry until you're not.
There you go.
It is not a time period on it. But I just,
That's
I just,
real
you brought that moment up. And you were so good for me in that moment. And I know people that are going through not just grief, but grief about different things. But
it was hard on me though.
And that really,
you know why it was hard on me? So we might be at dinner, and I always know when the energy changed.
Mm-hmm.
I always know.
You can tell when my
And then
my
I'm
energy
like,
shifts.
then I'm in an awkward space. We were talking a minute ago about whatever, and I can literally see the shift in energy, and I don't know where to go. I don't know what to do.
Wow.
I didn't know what to do. And it was frustrating sometimes because I wanted to be there. And sometimes I would just hug you and be like, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, it's difficult.
Mm-hmm.
It is difficult.
We need to do a segment on that right there.
We
'cause that
do. Is you about to cry?
I am.
What you about to start crying? I'm looking at you. What you teared up for? See, this live TV, y'all.
You know, I know women will say, you know, we want to feel safe too. And we do. We do want to feel safe. But tonight is not about us. Tonight, we're always talking about what women want, what women need. But I feel like, you know, men should be celebrated and they should be heard.
Yeah.
You know, I appreciate this right here. The gentleman spoke of, you know, he said that when I tell you that I'm tired, rather than you listening or investigating, you tell me everything that you do.
Wow. So in other words, she victimizes herself, and that's a big thing, huge thing.
And so I appreciate us. Do I do that? Am I?
I mean, you done it once or twice, but not often. Not often. I mean, I did it to you the other day. Remember a couple Sundays ago when we had that conversation about when Madison was in the car?
Oh my goodness!
And then you turned it around. You just, I
Turn
kinda
it
knew,
around on me.
I kind of knew what I was doing, but you know, at the time, I came back later and I apologized for what I had done. I didn't apologize. Listen to me. I didn't apologize because you felt a certain way. That is the worst thing ever. That's not an apology. I apologize for what I did to cause that. So yes, I apologize.
He apologized because he was wrong.
Yeah, I was. I was. I'm a coach, but I'm a human being. So no, yeah.
So when I know there have been times in our conversations where I might say, "Hey, you didn't take out the trash," and you say, "Hey, well, you didn't wash the dishes," and then the conversation,
Or take out the stuff in the dishwasher.
Take out the stuff in the
Yeah.
dishwasher.
I was just making it real.
But and so the conversation, you never clear up what the conversation was about. So when that happens, when a man goes to his significant other and says, you know, "Hey, I'm tired," or "I am exhausted," or, you know, she may ask him to do something. He's like, "Look, I'm tired," and she goes into her day. How do you stop that without her feeling disrespect? Because this is about proper communication, right?
Yeah, there's a way to do that. So here's how you do that.
Okay.
The way you do it, when a person tells you how they feel, and then they go into, "I did this and that," and I say this. This is how you do it without them attacking you. You say, I would be more than happy to talk about how you feel, and I want to explore that, and I want to deal with that. I said, is there any way we can explore what I'm feeling first? Notice it now. Are you going to deny that? I mean, what you going to do if I say that?
And see, I say that I say it wrong.
What you
I be
mean?
like, dang, I mean, can we talk about mine? I mean, so I
yeah.
do that wrong.
Yeah,
I do that wrong.
But what I just did to you, I did two things. Number one, I acknowledged your feelings. Okay? I acknowledged your feelings, and I said, yes, you have a valid concern. I said, would it be okay? I asked you collaborative. Would it be okay if we dealt with the issue that I raised first, and then the issue you raised fully secondly?
Okay. I like that.
And so what it does is it provides an environment where both people are mutually respected and honored, and what they feel is valued. Does that make sense?
Yes.
I said I was going to stop saying, does that make sense? I said I was going to stop saying
Because what if I've been like, hell no?
I would have to rephrase it. I would have to rephrase it. But I want to say something to you and to a lot of women listening. There are men out there who are going through mental health is real. And they are walking away from this earth on their own, deciding that they no longer want to be here. And nobody, that's why it's good to have a friend. Iron sharpeneth iron. And a lot of us don't have it. Say, good, bro, you good? And really mean.
And really mean.
And really mean.
And really, really
want to
mean it.
know whether you good.
You know, so what I'm hearing you say is that, you know, we need to create safe spaces for each other, whether it is a friendship, a relationship, husband, wife, well, this relationship, mother, daughter.
I agree.
We need to create safe spaces.
And that is that's the bigger message. That in all of our relationships, the truth is, I said something to someone today. I said, everything starts and finishes with communication. Everything.
I know. I have a friend that you always say lack of communication leads to miscommunication. And we had lack of communication for almost a year. And when we sat down and realized that it was miscommunication because we did not communicate.
Yeah.
I felt so horrible that I missed out on a summer and a fall and a winter of her life because or lack of communication. And so it's important that we feel important enough to share with the ones we love, or how we feel. And we do
but
each
our
other.
ego, baby, our ego wants to win.
A lot of times it's not ego.
Oh, really?
I will say.
Okay, well, tell me why you didn't speak to her.
Say what?
Well, tell me why you didn't speak to her. If it wasn't your ego.
It wasn't ego. I was talking about in our relationship, but
I turned it around.
No, but it wasn't ego. It was fear.
Oh, it could be fear too.
It was fear. It had nothing to do with ego. How would a couple solve that where they both walk away feeling like they were heard and they're satisfied in the end?
So this is how they would solve it. Number one. So this is the Coach Ken coming out.
Yes.
Number one, start where you agree, not where you disagree.
I like that. I heard you say that one time. Explain that.
Start where you agree. So you ever notice how when we disagree on something, if we focus on the disagreement gets magnified. So if you start where you agree, we agree that those memories are important.
Okay.
Okay. We also agree that you should not be feeling a certain way. So we start there.
Okay.
We want to reduce you feeling a certain way, but those memories are important. That's what we both agree on, right? So then we work out from there. Can we agree that taking them off the wall would make you feel better? So notice how we start where we agree? And I say, okay, is it okay if I keep the one up with my children in it? Maybe not. But maybe not. Oh, okay. If I take them down, is it okay if I keep them because I want to hold on to the memories because I can't get those back? So notice we're working from our agreement point of view versus a disagreement point of view.
I like that.
Okay. Step two, create a compromise. Focus on a compromise, even if it's a small compromise that you can work with. Why is that important? That's important because now you have a picture, a framework that rather than we can't compromise on anything. Okay? And then the third thing is validate each other along the way. Validate your feelings are valid.
How would that look in the middle of a disagreement, so to speak?
You can validate at the beginning. I want I want you to feel heard. Validation.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to feel like I care about you. In that, I want you to feel that way, and I want to be heard as well.
Mm-hmm.
And so let's both of our mission be that the other person gets heard.
Okay.
And we
I like
get
that.
heard through our actions.
I like that.
And then that's the formula. That's how you do it. That's how you see how you smiling now?
I like that. I like that. I like that. And it's easy.
And it's what happens to people, baby, is they make it hard because they expect it to be hard.
Mm.
I want you to write this quote down, everybody. Not you, baby.
Oh, look, I was going to
But
write
you
it
got a
down. 'Cause,
pen.
you know, I do. I was looking for
Right.
my pen.
Relationships would not be so hard if we did not expect them to be so easy.
That's good. Relationships would not be so hard if we did not expect them to be so easy. That's
So
good.
that's how I would see it. That's how I would see it.
That's good. Very
And look,
good.
far as those pictures from my past, I threw away all the cards. Cards been gone.
Well, I don't care now. You know, it doesn't matter to me now.
And I don't even know if I still have them because I don't
I don't
remember
either
a box.
because I don't snoop
I don't think
anymore.
I think I threw away a whole bunch of stuff that. Here's why I threw them away, though. Can I tell you? Can I tell you why I threw it away?
Why?
Because I'm going to tell you something that you don't know. I'm going to share this with something you don't know. I threw away pictures of even my past relationships that you didn't force me to throw them away. That's one of the reasons why I threw them away.
Mm-hmm.
But I got rid of everything that does not serve my relationship.
Mm.
Notice. So when I got to a point where this don't serve my relationship, even though it was a part of my memory, I tossed it.
I'm glad that I don't know if I ever bothered you about that.
Yeah, you make comments. You
the slick,
you
little,
make
little
slick-
shady, little
shady
slick, little
ass
petty stuff.
comments.
But I'm glad that you did it on your own, and
I got married on my own too.
you did.
You know, people try to force you. What we doing? What we doing? And I told you it has to be my decision. Do you know why it had to be my decision? And for every woman out there listening and every man out there listening, you can be the stimuli or the catalyst to cause a decision, but you cannot be the reason they did it because they will feel controlled.
Mm.
And when somebody feels control, it ultimately leads to resentment.
Mm.
And so I didn't feel like you were controlling me. That's why I kept saying to you, even when we got married, it's got to be my decision. Because if it was your decision, then I would have felt controlled. Well, I wasn't going to do it if it wasn't my
You
decision.
didn't keep saying that to me. You say that like
No, I'm saying,
you-
no.
Like I kept saying, you gonna marry me? You gonna marry me? It's gotta be my
No,
decision.
you never said that.
Yeah, I mean,
No,
let's
I'm
be
just-
clear.
I'm
Let's
just
be
talking
clear
about-
on this right here.
I'm just
'cause
talking
that-
about I probably should have married you long before I did. I'm just saying, I'm just saying everybody has to work through their decision-making process.
That is true. That
And
is
it has to be their own. We weren't going together.
We was going together.
No, we weren't. We weren't going together.
And you had this confession moment.
Why you got to
I've
do
been out
this?
here slipping and dipping and hitting and spitting. And
I didn't do that.
I've been out here in the streets and everything like that. I just want to come clean, I just, and I never said thank you for sharing. I never
How was I doing it though?
thank you.
What was I did not
just
do
wanna,
what you just said.
I've been out here in these streets. I just want to come clean. I'm tired of living like this. It's hard out here to be living. Living like this out here in these streets. I don't even want to live like that no more.
So
I
was
just,
a simp then, right?
not to me. I just didn't know to say thank you.
I didn't say it like that. You remember that time when I told you when you tried to clown me to buy why everybody was
Yeah.
love?
Oh. This old girl had hit him up and told him that she was in love with him. And I think I had probably said it the same week or something like that, about 3 days after he broke that brother down. He was like, I'm just out here. Why everybody just gotta be loving me?
I did not
Yes, you did.
I did not do that.
Why everybody gotta just be loving me?
I
That
did
should be a
not.
song. I've been loving you a little too long. I'm sorry.
You know, you ain't got good sense. I did say it like that, y'all.
How you say it,
I
baby?
just said, no, I was like, I was like this, I ain't trying to hurt nobody. You notice I'm hard now.
Yeah.
I was saying it. I ain't trying to hurt nobody. People get feelings. That wasn't my intention, though.
Tee-hee. Tee-hee. You got to throw that in.
I ain't tee.
You cried, Kenny.
I did not cry.
Kenny.
I did not cry. I might have cried for hurting
Step
you
2.
one day.
No, you cried on that day.
No, I didn't. I don't remember crying. I ain't never cried.
Why they loving me? You cried. He did Lenny Williams. Oh. I'm sorry.
All right, what's the story?
So I want to remind you guys while I'm looking for this card to check out my hubby with his fine self every Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, MTV on Caught in the Act Unfaithful. Comes on right after Love and Hip Hop. Check him out with his fine self. Let's see, I got to find one that we haven't done.
All I can say, Tuesday nights be crazy. How to purchase. All right, so our producer but first you got to put the game up, Ned.
Oh, I was looking for the doggone thing. You could have been putting it up. I like this one
you got to
right
ship
here.
out some orders for the game anyway.
I do.
On my desk. All right, so y'all, this is our
Lady
game.
at the post office said, "Why I only see you now? Because that's my new job."
Now say that again.
Huh?
He only see you now.
Yeah. It was a lady. It was a she.
Well, they know me, the post office, but not now. That's your job now. All right, y'all, this is the game, Moment of Truth. This is the sex version.
And this is the original.
And this game, order the combo, because what it does is it literally helps you get to know someone else. It is a fun way you can play with the couple. You can play with your significant other. You can play with anybody. It's just some girls' night out. Dudes ain't gonna just play this. But girls' night out, you can play it, and it's
Some guys
fun.
may just play this. It may be fun.
Not by themselves, just dudes by themselves?
Yes. Thank you.
Oh, they might.
They might. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, you know
okay.
what? I'm making an assumption.
Right.
And I don't want to make that assumption.
Thank you, sir.
Some guys might
Yes.
do that.
Thank you.
Okay.
What's the best way for someone to prove they miss you?
Okay.
A, call you and leave you a thoughtful message. B, send you a picture of a memory you made. C, tag you in a thoughtful social media message. Or D, send a picture of their genitals or body part.
D, I send you a picture of my genitalia. Yeah. I tell you.
That's the way you tell me you miss me? And send me a picture of your Johnson.
Depending. If that more like the Man of Steel, yes. Okay. Now, if he just hanging around like whatever, then I would, Okay.
What's the best way, audience? What's the best way for someone to prove that they miss you? A, call you and leave a thoughtful message. B, send you a picture of a memory you made. C, tag you in a thoughtful social media post. D, send you a picture of their genitals or body part.
What about you? Which one would
I
be?
would say, send me a picture of a memory that we made. It would make me say, ah. But your thing would make me say, ah. No, I'm just kidding.
That's what I wanted to say.
I'm just kidding. I can't believe it.
She wasn't kidding. Kid, not kidding.
I can't believe cut.
All right. This
Erase
is good.
that.
Thank you, baby. This is a good
Please
show.
don't let that see the light of day.
No, Taylor.
No, if there's
let
somebody,
that
I would
ride.
be offended unless it was you. I would be offended.
Well, we ain't talking about nobody but me.
Well, I just have been wondering that time, why I don't never get them kind of pictures. Maybe just everybody know I'm married. I don't know. You get pictures from women?
No.
Never.
I mean, it's been, what, 20 years? I don't know. 30 years?
You don't know. You always, when he don't want to answer something.
No, I ain't got
I
nobody's.
don't know.
Nobody's sending me no pictures. They
You know what? I don't know.
Ain't nobody send me no picture.
scallywag done sent you no picture.
Mm-mm. I mean, I got some partners that might send me a video of,
but ain't no scallywag
Nah.
done sent you no picture.
Nah, partner might be like, yo, check this video out, it's good. But other than that, no.
Y'all, thank you so much for joining us.
See, I always try
The
to trip me
scallywags
up.
stay scallying over there. Thank you so very much.
Scallies. They scallies. Hey, they're scallies.
Y'all, thank you for joining us on another Thursday evening. I can't. We appreciate it so very much, guys. We are the Canions, and we are out.
Scallies.